anywhere. You have to sit down and ask questions.
Hello, welcome. My name is Open Darko. Welcome to that. I want to share with you cash flow. Cash flow. Please subscribe to this channel, share the channel with your friends, and hit the like button. I swear. Cash flow, the flow of cash is very much important. I think knowing this before you start business or you even start trying to build wealth is very key. Some people have gone into businesses that because they did not understand this, they crashed, and they went through a lot of troubles and turbulence. And others, maybe by default, or maybe they were not aware at all, but they were on the good side of cash flow. Therefore, they succeeded. Looking at our economy, especially in our country, Ghana, if you start any business and you don't have full grip of the cash flow, you will sweat. You go through a lot of pain. They say that a lot of businesses, fold or close down. A lot of businesses fail. And I can tell you that most businesses that fail, many, not all, are because of money problems, many difficulties, money challenges. So cash flow is key, how the money is coming in and how the money is going. If you take a project, for instance, and you don't structure the cash well, and they pay you once a year, the other woman down the street who is selling cocoa, who sees money every day, will beat you and beat you squarely. So the flow of money is at the survival stage. It's critical. Most of us around the world, majority of us who are not super wealthy, so to say, must build businesses, taking into consideration the flow of cash. And the best of it for our economy is the businesses, that you receive money every day, even if it's not profit. The fact that you're receiving money every day, that is good for the business. So if you want to start a business, if you want to become successful, business is complicated, it's tough, it's difficult, and we have no option but to start anyway, because let's say you completed school and you have waited for 4 years, nobody is employing you. What option do you have but to start a business? You have no option but to start. Whether you believe there is an entrepreneur or you are not an entrepreneur, that is irrelevant. You have to do something, and a lot of the times, once you have to start, then start in an area where the cash flow is very, very, very good. And I say that trading, retailing, wholesaling, something that you're doing every day, that so many people are bringing you money every day. So you get up in the morning, you come home, you see money. That kind of business is easier for you to become successful from there. Then maybe if you want to go into other businesses, no problem. But it's easier for you to go into business that you're trading, or you're seeing money every day. You're rendering services to where people are sending you payment every day. You're not dependent on one institution for the project. You're not dependent on one organization for the contract. You're not dependent on one person to pay you. But so many people can come and buy from you or access your services, and they pay you from everywhere. One of the things that MTN and all those people are doing well is because they see money. They sell the credit everywhere. They sell the mobile money. They get money every day. So they make, it does not even matter their profit, but because they save money every day, they can pay salary, they can pay their suppliers, they can pay the electricity, they can pay the fuel, they can repair the car, they can pay the rent for the office. If they give you a check, it will clear because they see money. Now the other guy who is big contractor, many of the big construction companies, the big contractors that you see, some of them, they're just a minute away from bankruptcy if that check does not come in. Why? Because the cash flow is weak. It's paid twice a month, 2 times a year, 3 times a year. Go for the business that you see money every day. That is the best way to start, especially with the economy. There is something that most people have not taken notice of. If I'm talking to you and I understand that you understand our economy in Africa, in Ghana, is different from the rest of the world, especially the West. The way the economy runs is so much different. If you're able to understand that, then you'll be able to structure your business that way. A lot of these MBA courses and all this content that they put around on business, many of them, if you apply them here, may never work. It's one thing trying to start a business out of your hustle from the ground. Your understanding, your skill set, the mindset that you need to build a business from the ground is so different from when you come in with money and you want to do something. And so there's so much difference between somebody who's been able to build a business from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the ground. from somebody who came in with money, or just some government money, or some government contract, or some mobilization somewhere, or some bank loan somewhere that the person built. That's another business. It's good, but most people, to pick yourself, and that's where majority of us are, where there's no help coming from anybody, but you just have the vision, you just have the idea, and you want to build a business. I'm saying that look at the cash flow, look at the industries with good cash flow. Study about that before you even venture, because that is how you become successful. In that case, the skill set to manage and build that business is easier, because then you're able to have the money under control. If you don't go into any serious loan arrangement with high interest, and if you don't go into any critical contract where people just destroy your money, and you stay with this one that gives you money every day, you'll be able to build from there. You may not be so much huge quickly, but you'll be able to build a business that you can go to sleep every day, because then the cash flow is solid. So the cash flow is people bring you money every day, and you're spending money. How much is going out, how much is coming in. If how much is coming in is more than how much you're spending every day, you have a good business. If you're spending so much and what is coming in is very little, then there's complication. You can't pay your workers, you can't pay the electricity, you can't even pay the taxes. Government is trying to, AMA is coming to you, and you are running away because you don't have the money. And nothing gives you pressure. If there is anything pressure, nothing complicates your life as a business person, as an individual, as a family, than the lack of money. Because most of us, why we cry and weep and worry and frustrate, is because the money coming in is not enough, and the world runs on money. It's fuel. Can you imagine having a car without fuel? No matter how nice the car is, no matter how much you bought the car, if you can't buy that fuel, everything else is useless. So you can package the business, have a nice office and everything. If the money coming in is not enough, you will shut the business down. And most businesses go through that, because then there's complications with the money. Most of the banks that close is because they had complications with the money. The business was still running. The electricity had to be paid. All these things were running, but the money was not, the money that was coming in was not enough to pay whoever they had to pay. Countries have been complicated because they spend more than what they are making, and therefore there's a lot of problems. So structure such that your business, if you can depend on debt and you can depend on other people's promises, at least somebody else will come in to buy from you every day. And I'm saying that much of it in our country, the services that you're renting to the open market, everybody can come and buy from you and give you money. Everybody can come to the place, to the office, to the shop and buy from you, and every day you can go home with money. That kind of business, for most of us who are starters, for most of us who are just beginning business, is the best way to learn. And you are likely to become successful as an entrepreneur. You are likely to succeed with your business if you have a grip on the cash flow, if you understand it, and if you pattern it well, if you follow it well. A lot of the stories that we had to endure with, a lot of the pain that we had to go through, you may never go through. I remember we worked for some companies for years, they were not even paying that, and we had gone for loans to do those projects. Can you imagine? Went for loans at a high percentage, interest rate, to go and do somebody's project. And then after you have done the project, you raise the certificate, and the person does not even have money to pay you, because they were also going through a lot of complications themselves. And a lot of companies are like that. So construction companies, project-based businesses, most of them have issues with cash flow. So if you're a trader, if you sell, if you're into sales, wholesale, or you're giving service and you're seeing money every day, there's no way you will not become successful. And sometimes that's why it's difficult for people to understand why it's, companies that run a lot of the utility companies in Ghana, how can you have complications with your money when you receive money every day? Somebody must be accountable, but individual businesses, once you have the cash flow intact, once people are purchasing your services every day and making payment, you have no reason not to grow. You have no reason not to succeed. So you want to become successful, look at the cash flow. The family, if there is peace at home, it's because more money is coming in than what money is going out. The reason you can't pay the debt is because the money, even though you want to pay, is because the money coming in is not enough. The reason you can't change the car, you can't change the clothes, you can't even change the children's school, or it's because the money coming in is not enough. So work on how the money can come in multiples, more money coming in than what you're using, what you're spending. Then you have a good chance of you succeeding with your business. And for me, people who start instead, because there are different kinds of businesses. Some are very tough to succeed in, and some are very easy, easy to succeed in. It depends on you being able to design a business, construct a business in such areas that is easy, to succeed. There are businesses that you can easily succeed, not because you're so much intelligent per se, but because the business is good business to succeed in. And there are some businesses that are so complicated that no matter how intelligent you are, you still will find it very difficult to succeed. For instance, if you are driving Tico, or some of these small cars, no matter how good you are with your driving, there's a limit to the speed that the car can go, because the vehicle is restrained. So the same, there are some vehicles that can easily, you go. So it's good you look at the industry that is easier, for you to succeed. And once you succeed in that and you have access, then you can go. Look at most of these big businesses. They started in one industry and now they are in all kind of industries because the money, they were able to raise good money from the business, good profit, good cash flow. So now they have mastered that and they build. There's no time you have. You don't have much time to even think and develop yourself if the business is in constant financial difficulties. If your finances are so much complicated and there is always lack, you don't even know what to how to buy MTN credit rate. There's no way you are going to have even space to even read books and challenge yourself and go for seminars and why do you even the money to buy data to even watch video to make yourself better? So there are businesses that you can easily succeed in because the cash flow is good, and there are businesses that are very difficult to succeed in because the cash flows are very complicated and very, very tough. So design a business, and I say that trading and businesses that you can see money every day is a good place for you to start because then the cash flow is good and it's likely that you become successful. You become successful in that, so you are likely to succeed because the cash flow is good. And there are a lot of businesses that succeed because the cash flow is good, and there are a lot of businesses that have a lot of complications because the cash flow is not maintained. So if you go into real estate, for instance, the same, look at the cash flow, because the earlier you can finish the project and rent them and receive money, the better for you. If you delay too much on the project and there is no, then you have lost huge money, and yet you are not getting anything from the project. You have you have a complicated situation there, and then you see that everything else starts to go down. Why some people who fail in real estate or in construction is because a lot of money is locked in the project that they are not getting anything back that fast, that quickly. So you want to design your business such that you go in, things are working, then you start to get money. Especially if you don't have any source of, if nobody is giving you any overdraft or any funding, long-term funding or a cheap one, for instance, then you have to build from where you are. You have to hustle, as they call it. You have to hustle your way out, and that calls for a lot of attention. You must pay attention. You must be critical. You cannot take your eye off the business because the later then you go into, so sometimes they're just telling us all the success story of everybody, but look at the industry, look at where they started, where they went into, how the money is coming in. That will help you to be successful or to fail or to struggle or to flow freely. So my name is Obendako. Today I've talked about cash flow. Say that your success, the success of your business, the success of your finances, a lot of the time is in the cash flow. So if you're able to design a business so that the cash flow is good, then you're likely to succeed. If the cash flow is not thought out well, you're likely to struggle and go through a lot of pain. And maybe you may even fail the business. And if you have not crashed one already, don't worry. If the cash flow is not good, you'll crash it. And if you crash it, maybe go and cry small, say somewhere, buy some, kinky, some ice water, and then tomorrow get back on your feet again, because that's how the game is. You'll learn, you'll get some sense somewhere. And if your senses continue to grow, you wake up and see that this is the path. So I want to say thank you very much for